were born before the wind, also younger than the sun. Yeah, the bonnie boat was one as we sail into the mystic. Hark now, hear the sailors cry. Smell the sea and feel the sky. Let your soul and spirit fly into the mystic.
Welcome everyone to this marvelous episode of 3.vegas. I have to tell you guys, Chris and Rainey and I are still high from our first live show experience that we have ever done. And I have to tell you that I think the most remarkable reading that we did was the one we did with Michael. Oh my God. So you guys, the film of this live broadcast is going to be on WWDB TV. So make sure you pay attention to it because it's going to be absolutely exciting. Now, the next announcement we have is that we're going to be at the 8th annual Night of the Witches, which is at the end of October, October 30th. You get to meet the three of us in person. But what's so wonderful about that is that all proceeds benefit Help Us Southern Nevada, which is a huge charity that we like to take care of here in Las Vegas. So I'm here with krisgray, our master astrologer, Raineyday, our psychic medium, and me, I'm your intuitive tarot consultant. And we have an amazing guest with us today. I can't wait to tell you all about him, and we'll be right back.
Good.
So our guest today is none other than the infamous John D. Domenico. Now, Johnny D, as he's fondly known here in Las Vegas, is a amazing impressionist and impersonator. So he is most famous in Vegas because of the timing for Donald Trump. But he also does Dr. Phil. He does Jay Leno. He does Austin Powers. And he does custom impersonations of CEOs for certain corporate events and customizes a comedic script for them. But this is a man that can think on his feet like nobody else, which is why he's also been on Howard Stern for 3 years, Conan O'Brien for 5 years. He is one of the most noteworthy celebrities in Las Vegas. Johnny D. Domenico, welcome to the program.
Hello, ladies. How are you?
Nice to see you again. Okay,
thanks for having me.
Well, the way the program works is that now you can ask a question or we can just vibe into you. So
vibe, baby.
All right. So sometimes that's kind of the most important thing you need to know if you don't frame it in a question, and we're delighted to just vibe right into you. So who would you like to have start with you first? krisgray, our master astrologer, Raineyday, our psychic medium, or me, your tarot intuitive?
I think I'd like to start with Chris.
Okay.
Any second, and you third, since you know me. So,
okay, that sounds great. Okay,
they don't know me, so I want to hear where it's coming from.
Well, I'm just delighted that I know you well enough that you said yes to be on the program because you know we're getting some really amazing readings by people that are noteworthy, and I have to say I think you're the most famous person we've had so far on the program.
If I'm the most famous. I'm so sorry.
Okay, all right. Well, Chris, take it away. It's all about you.
Hello.
Hi, Chris.
Hi. Okay, so I'm going to jump into your natal chart. So I have it pulled up here, and you are a Sun Scorpio, which I'm sure you probably already know that. But what you may not know is your rising sign, and that's Capricorn. Have you ever had your chart read before?
It was decades ago. So I knew about the Capricorn thing, but I probably had forgotten everything else.
Okay, great. Okay, so your rising sign is so unique to you because it's based upon your date of birth, the location of your birth, and the exact time you were born. And so I always say look at the significance to that, because think about how many people were born on your birthday in the same city at the exact same time you were, and that's probably either none or maybe one, but probably none.
if they're out there. So
it's probably very, very slim. And so it's very unique to you. It tells me a lot about your personality, what makes you you, and then also events in your life, and then also upcoming events and unlocking your cosmic potential. So I'm going to start with your rising sign.
okay.
It's been a very prominent a sign for your rising sign, Capricorn. It's ruled by Saturn. So my mom's a rising Capricorn, so I know this rising so well. But rising Capricorns are very ambitious, very focused on career, and they're a lot of times they're workaholics. That's kind of like the only thing that kind of goes in their mind is
You nailed it on that one. I've heard that from many people in my life.
but they're also very, very reliable, dependable, very grounded. You probably hold on to like receipts and documents. You probably have a file folder with for years of like stuff that like people would be like, you still have that? I mean, going back years. So
I have all my tax boxes in the garage from the last 15 years. There's an accordion at my feet from every receipt this year. I just put some more receipts over there. That's so funny.
I'm telling you, 10 out of 10 times, whenever I see that rising Capricorn, that is like the most, I don't know, I see it every time, 10 out of 10 times. So,
yeah, and when you said the reliable thing, like if I tell someone I'll be somewhere or do something, I will kill myself to be there. Like if I've told you I will be there, and to my own detriment.
Yeah. Yes. See, a lot. You're a rock for a lot of people. And it's because you are so dependable. Like you keep your word. Also, it's Mona. You'll be interested to hear this. So you're what they call an early riser.
I love that term.
Yeah. So Mona and I talked about that last night and a little bit today. So early riser, it's a very prominent placement in a chart, and it's not very common. So early riser, it talks about your Saturn placement, and your Saturn rules your karmic debt in this life, kind of like your karmic lessons. So the things that you kind of always encounter and the themes. And so when the Saturn is placed in the first house, it's someone who's very disciplined, who probably had to resume or assume responsibility at a very early age. So they started working at an early age, probably had their career, started their career, knew exactly what they wanted to do at a very early age. Not to say that you don't change your careers, but just very young, knowing exactly what you wanted to do, what you wanted to achieve in this life. And also the importance of the karmic debt there is that when you came into this lifetime, your soul agreed to kind of take on a bunch of your karmic debt and get it all paid off and done with earlier in life. And so as you get older in life, you're very mature, you're very wise, you have all these life lessons behind you. And it's like smooth sailing after that, because you've paid off all this karmic debt early on.
Right.
So it can be very challenging the earlier years, especially probably up until about the age of, give it somewhere around 27 to 30. And then there's a couple other things that stick out so much about your chart is you have a lot of Scorpio and a lot of Capricorn. And so you have a couple stelliums. So stelliums are 3 or more placements in one area of your chart, and it amplifies that energy. So in your 8th house, the 8th house is naturally ruled by Scorpio. And it's ruled by Pluto, the planet Pluto. Well, your sun is in Scorpio, but you also have the stellium in the 8th house, which is the natural house of Pluto. Scorpio. So you have a lot of Scorpio energy. So if you were to read anything that describes a Scorpio, like that's you to a T. But you also have the stellium in the 10th house, which is naturally ruled by Capricorn. So. And you have it in your first. So you're very much this mix between very grounded and earthy, but also very intense.
And loyal.
And loyal. Oh my gosh.
I mean, I'm watching the chart from here going, holy crap, it's all on one side. And as you're talking, I keep getting the word loyal, trustworthy, loyal. It's crazy.
So gift of gab. I definitely the gift of gab.
Obviously.
Very likable. You have this. I bet probably growing up you were like Mr. Popularity. Like
When I wasn't getting my ass kicked, yes, that was.
Early riser, ass kicking.
Yes, it really is.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I'm up at 5:15 a.m. every morning. That's so funny.
So that's another thing, kind of the challenge with the early risers is usually there's some type of literally getting your ass kicked.
Yeah.
Earlier in age or earlier in life. But so yeah, I see that you have this aspect that talks about you being very likable, so very popular, and gift the gab.
I'm a big proponent of likability and how it can elevate even the simplest interaction. If it's a grocery store clerk, and if you're friendly and nice to them, and it can lift up someone's day. Not that that's some superpower of mine. It's just something I believe in, that any interaction, no matter how small it might be, it's an opportunity to bring other people up.
You absolutely have that placement. You also have this placement that's really strong that says that you make an impact and you're able to influence people through your words. So like through any kind of, if you were to give a speech or any type of communication, like even those day to day, like you said, just being friendly, and you meet people and you might not realize the impact that you have on them. So you are able to influence through your words.
That's awesome. That's kind of what I do, hopefully.
Yeah. It's his superpower.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Rainey can't wait to talk to you. I can really feel it over here.
This is crazy because when I have so much information coming through on
you were
somebody,
like writing like crazy.
I have to automatic writing comes in, and I want to like expand on you getting your ass kicked. I think in school you were like the funny kid and got in a lot of trouble. I hear you like making chainsaw noises and all kinds of things that are like, come on, quit playing around. And that's where teachers were like, oh my God, you're getting that kid.
Yeah. Well, I was teachers like me, but I had undiagnosed ADHD. Undiagnosed dyslexia. So the only way I could kind of communicate was through my high energy kind of thing. And I couldn't read. So it was a challenge for them and a challenge for me.
But you're very, very intelligent. You don't forget anything. Spirit told me that you have a photographic memory to the point of sometimes it's a gift, but other times it's a curse.
Well, I'm photographic with places and people's faces. I can never remember my lines in a script. So it's very selective. But I do remember things. I remember situations like clear as a bell 20 years later. So.
Is the name Dolores come to mind?
You dropped out. What was that?
The name Dolores?
There was a neighbor when I grew up. Her name was Dolores Riccio.
And I think you liked her. I think she was nice. I think she was kind.
Just for context, I grew up in a row home neighborhood, so we were like all right on top of each other. So having neighbors back then were really your neighbors. They were part of your life.
You and her and your mom have like coffee together?
Yeah, they were friendly.
What is your mother's name, please?
My mom is Selena.
So I wrote down Sybil because I kept getting Sybil, C.
That would be good. Sybil's close.
I see like her and Dolores having this wonderful coffee. You growing up. Sandra D came into my mind. I don't know why, but this is really odd. And Spirit never tells me something that you're not ready for. Have you ever done Ancestry DNA?
Yes.
I think you have a child out there that you're not aware of. You planted a seed. Dun, dun, dun.
That would be nice. Where is this person?
You'll find them on Ancestry or 23andMe.
Okay.
And I'm getting clearly before you find him, you will find him through a group. It's a him. It's a male.
I'm getting goosebumps. You're telling me this.
As soon as I started channeling this wonderful man, and he'd be excited to meet you, had very good adoptive parents. But I'm being connected with Project 150 here in Las Vegas High School. I would love for you to please check them out, maybe get involved with them. This person that is your child, your son, does a lot of work for foundations, nonprofits. You possibly could meet your child through this. He's not far. I think there's a big move. I see East Coast. I keep hearing New Jersey, New Jersey, New Jersey.
Well, I'm from right outside of Philadelphia, but that whole southern New Jersey is kind of part of Philadelphia. It's all interconnected. It wouldn't be.
And his name so they brought in Beach Boys. What is the significance of Dennis with Beach Boys? Charles Manson, did you have any kind of information or any connection with any of that era?
I mean, other than finding it fascinating, but I have no connection.
Well, I'm just going to leave that with you there, kind of plant the seed in the back of your mind. That was very significant. There's something related to that. Also, my friend that I grew up with, who went streaking in red galoshes down my street, Miss Carla Ray. Do you know her?
Say the name again.
Miss Carla Ray. Do you know her?
Carla Ray, the comedian.
Grew up with her. Woman was, now I have a very conservative neighborhood, Old Nevada, Reno, streaking naked down my street in red galoshes on my birthday in the rain.
Was it for your birthday?
I don't know. I don't even know that I wanted to go there, but I guess it was popular. It was Carla Ray. So I would like to.
I know that. I mean, I know of her, but
I want you to get together with her and collab. There's a collaboration there. There's and did you ever, what was imploded the next to where the Fountain Blue was? What was that beautiful hotel, John?
Oh, Riviera.
The Riviera. Did you have any connection to the Riviera?
No.
Get with her.
So then I did some extra work, and I think we did some. We did. Oh no, it wasn't extra work. We shot a film there, and our holding area was inside the Riviera. But beyond that, there wasn't.
Okay, can I jump in?
Yeah,
quick? Okay.
do.
So because I know John, I think what you're picking up on is he is in collaboration with another broadcaster who's an amazing woman. Miss Snyder. So
JJ. Yeah.
JJ Snyder, he's in collaboration with her. But it's interesting you brought up Carla Ray, because Carla Ray's style is very different from Johnny's style. They're both incredibly funny, and there could be something that
it might be a charity project for Project 150.
I'm wondering if the two of them end up being co-hosts for something like that. And that when they meet each other, there's some sort of ding, ding, ding moment with the two of them. Yeah. So,
thank you.
But it's because JJ Snyder and Johnny do their own vodcast show, and they go around and do unique events. And see, I do know Johnny, so that's why I'm laughing.
No, I appreciate this because so much information comes through for me. It's hard for me to pick and choose what I disseminate.
Right.
Sometimes it's hard for me to pinpoint, but I really think there is a collab with Carla down the road. And also,
I'm looking at her right now.
I also
spiky hair and glasses.
Yeah,
short,
but it's so funny because when you hear her voice on the radio and then you meet her in person, it's such a difference.
Not what you pictured.
Right. Because her voice, it sounds like she could do, sex commercials.
Yes.
With her voice. And then you meet her in person and she looks like she could sell used cars.
This tomboy.
Yeah.
She said, yeah.
But she could sell a used car. Yeah. You're going to buy this car for me. I know you are, kind of thing. She's so funny and so direct and so delightful.
I think there's something special there. Also, I want to talk about your health real quick. I think you are predisposed, and I'm not a medical professional. Please, thank you, legal guides. Please make sure you check with your medical professionals, but I think you're very predisposed to adult onset diabetes, and it will need medication. Please look into that, and your gut health.
Yeah.
I'm really concerned about your gut health, probiotics, that kind of thing. You may need to see an internal medicine guy because down the road it may cause you problems. I'm seeing like polyps and some other things. Be prepared, not scared. Just have it looked at. And I'm going to leave you with that.
Okay, my turn.
That's great. Thank you so much.
My
Oh,
turn.
thank you.
That's great.
All right, what did I cut the cards to? So I cut the cards, and John is going to zoom in on this card I cut to, I hope. So if you see this card, you can see that it is a beautiful circle card. In traditional tarot, this card is called the Wheel of Fortune. It is the luckiest card in the deck, okay? It is you being in the right place at the right time. So if there's this obnoxious, self-imposed, I have to keep my word that you basically put on yourself. The reason for that is that if you show up, 90% of success is being in the moment and being aware in the moment. So the reason that you automatically go into making people feel good in the moment, all right, is because you intuitively know that it's going to be one of those moments that turn everything for you. But this is the luckiest card in the deck. And I cut to it when I'm about to shuffle and clear the cards for you. So I'm just saying, it'll be interesting if the card also comes up. Now, while I'm about to lay out your cards, I want to tag on to something else Rainey said. You've got to do a better job sleeping.
That's that
I
ADHD.
would agree with that.
Yeah, you got to do a better job of that.
Gummies, my friend, gummies.
Okay, discipline is your best friend. Okay.
Right.
Now it's funny because when I cut the cards, the bottom card was this card, and it's a card called suppression. In traditional tarot, this is a card called the Ten of Wands. When the card is upright, it's an unbearable load that you're taking on.
Wow.
But when the card is reversed, which is the way you have it, it means that if you weren't working hard, you wouldn't be happy. So.
Sure.
So you're in a place right now where you're about to get out of a trapped or uncomfortable situation. So one of the things that I know about you is how amazing you are at Donald Trump. Okay. But this also says you're stepping, even though we know you're the best Donald Trump that I've ever experienced, you're going to step away from that character unless someone's really willing to pay you a whole bunch of money to do that character, because it's the other characters that are going to bubble up to the top. And there's some new personalities that you're already trying to adopt. And it's going to be the new personalities that put you on the map. The other thing that's interesting here is that because I know you have Capricorn all over your chart, the card called Slowing Down represents a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo man. And it's in the position of action. So I could actually tell you that there's something that happens in the month of October. And we're in the month of October right now. We're right smack in the middle of the month of October right now. And there has been this huge planetary shift that Chris has been telling us about for months. Well, you're in the throes of it. So what's interesting is that you got to look at October as though it's something that you follow up on, that's something that happened last month or in the month of September, because you have this card that resonates the month of September here on the far side that's called aloneness. It doesn't mean lonesomeness. When people see this card, they go, oh, the monk here in the picture is going toward the light, when in fact the monk is so full of light that the light overflows and beams through the monk's heart, and the monk becomes the source of light. So where you're going, Johnny D, is you're going into lighting your way right now. So what I wonder is somebody that you meet who is incredibly disciplined and very, very business-minded. This is a man that's likely going to be Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. And he meets you and he looks at you like, I've been waiting to meet you. You didn't know this, but I've been waiting to meet you for a very long time. That you are the perfect fit for a project that this man has in mind. And that's why there's this impulsive or almost compulsive reason that you show up at everything you promise to be at, because there's an intuition that you have that you're going to be introduced to this right person. Now, the other thing I would love you to do, and you may have already thought of this because you're super talented, you've got your own home studio about recording things, but I would love you to dress up as one of your characters and advertise a product that you actually like or you think the character might like. So if you did Austin Powers advertising Old Spice, for example, and then you put it out there on the internet and you tagged Old Spice, and then you sent them a private message saying, please feel free to use this commercial. Okay.
Right.
Because I'd love for you to be the Old Spice guy, but the Old Spice guy could be the Old Spice guy that is represented by Guy Fieri, by Jay Leno, by Donald Trump, by Dr. Phil, by Austin Powers, by the CEO of, I don't know, are they owned by Procter and Gamble? But you might actually decide to imitate the CEO of a big company, and then you do a commercial as that CEO, because you have enough wigs, you have enough makeup, you could actually be anybody. And I'm almost wondering that the way to get attention would be to do something far-fetched. Like, I remember when you first joined TikTok and you were dressed up as Donald Trump and you did the TikTok dance dressed up as Donald Trump. That was hysterical. And every week he does this press conference dressed as Donald Trump. And it's amazing how, I mean, you're just so talented. But the card that's called aloneness doesn't mean lonesomeness. It literally means that you're ready at this point to launch your way, to light your way. And there's a man here that's going to make that happen for you. Like, I would love for you to host a show called Late Night Vegas. So it would not be, it would be something that, let's say, Fox 5 decided to do between 11 and 11:30, that you would pitch this to Fox 5 and say, I'd like to do Late Night Vegas on Fox 5 between 11 and 11:30. And you would be the host. Now, and again, you know everybody in Vegas, because in the last 5 years that you've been here, you have made incredible connections. So I get this Late Night Vegas vibe on one of the local TV stations that they're like, Fox 5 right now extends their news from 10 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. You could be the 11 o'clock late night show. And there's something like that, something that big that's about to happen. And I think Chris is about to add to that.
Okay.
Yeah, I was looking at
the Composer's Room, a comedy special.
Oh gosh.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Composer's Room comedy special. Carla Ray announcing.
Yeah, Carla Ray's got to get up really early for her morning radio show. I think Johnny D could do it all by himself. I think Carla Ray would be a comedian guest on the show, but I think this would be Johnny's show.
Yeah, all Johnny.
Yeah.
Oh, Johnny, all the time.
That's it, baby. All Johnny, all the time. Okay, what were you going to say, Chris?
I'll definitely touch on so I'm looking at your solar return, and what that is, it's your, think of it as your personalized horoscope. It's unique to you, and it's from one birthday to the next. So you're still in the solar return from 2023, 2024. And this talks about, and this would be sometime in October, you making really important connections that lead to a new source of revenue. So it's very prominent in your chart.
Fantastic.
Can I ask you, Chris, what about, can you look at health in the chart?
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. So health, I can look at it a couple different ways, kind of what he's predisposed to, but also just kind of passing. So let me look and see. You already touched on kind of like what he's predisposed to. There also is a sensitivity to your lungs. So any kind of lung, like pulmonary. But I don't see any issues with it. I'm just saying it's like you got to take care of, like, if you could, let's say you get bronchitis or something, you got to be careful not to let it progress into pneumonia. But that's just kind of like what you what just based upon your natal chart. But I'm gonna look and see.
Of course, I get
three of you
coming up with this. Yeah.
I don't see any type of health issues at all. So
yeah. All right. Any questions you want to ask us? Any feedback you want to give us?
No, you've given me some really great information, which is very nice to have moving forward, especially with the light. Like, I'm lighting my own way, and then other people coming that it can kind of move me along, because this is what every performer, every actor deals with. we're self-producing so many things, but we need that person who's the next level up to bring us up to that next level.
Well, you're about to meet this next level up person, but what's really, really interesting is that I wonder if the reason why Rainey's picking up Carla Ray so strongly is because maybe Carla Ray is in your suite of comedians that you end up bringing together. And you know how it might be a laugh fest that you do to raise money for charity.
Right.
And that it could be that you go to somebody that would be willing to produce it, like someone that already owns a major casino. So you may go to that person and say, hey, we would like to do a laugh fest at your casino. We want to charge $50 a ticket. 100% of the proceeds would go to that charitable organization. But then this laugh fest would attract all kinds of comedians from across the country, and all people you already know. You could ask them if they would volunteer their time, but you would start going down the alphabet. You'd probably call Carla. JJ might do something kind of funny. You might get, people. I'm just saying. Okay.
No, I know a lot of comedians here.
Yeah,
people and hosts
and it opens up the door to so many other possibilities.
Right.
This is almost like a marketing tool, but helping the community at the same time, and maybe meeting that son.
But it could be the Johnny D's Laugh Fest, and I want your name to be connected with the creating of it, because I don't want it. I don't want you to be one other person. It's like, oh, he was part of Laugh Fest. No, it needs to be Johnny D's Laugh Fest. Right. So or Johnny D's Vegas Laugh Fest. And any place that you ended up deciding to do it, you would probably fill the theater, because you have managed to endear yourself to so many people in this community that so many people would have no problem spending the $50 or $100 to have a seat in the audience to support you and the suite of comedians. Yeah, and it would be a big showcase for you, because you could come out as any character during, between the acts that you wanted to. Exactly. Even without costume, you could do, like if I said, do something in Austin Powers.
Do it. We're waiting.
She's going to be right on, baby. Welcome to Laugh Fest, baby.
There you go. Right. And I see corporate sponsors.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be
getting bigger and bigger
every year.
I have that contact for him.
Oh, John Stiles, the founder of WWDB TV, has the contact for you. So reach out to him after our program.
I've been thinking about when you were talking
about all right.
John, I'll contact you later.
Okay, one more thing.
I heard Saturday Night Live, like a skit, almost like a live Saturday Night Live improv.
So I'm telling you.
I love that. Yes.
I have always thought.
Me too.
That Johnny D would be on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
I thought Johnny D was going to be on Saturday Night Live when Alec Baldwin went through.
We were very close. Very close.
Oh.
What did you say?
I was very close.
He was very close.
Do not give up that dream.
Yeah, I feel like it's coming.
I still think he's going to end up on. And you know what? When he does his opening monologue on Saturday Night Live, he's going to say how many times he almost was on Saturday Night Live. Anyway, Johnny D, thank you so much for being a part of our program. You were just a delight. We love you. And we know you're going to do great things in Vegas. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks a lot. See ya.
Bye.
Okay. Oh my God, you guys. What a great guest.
That was
Johnny D, man. Johnny D. I think he is going to do something with Carla Ray. And it's going to be because he's the producer or creates something. And that's probably why you got her overwhelmingly.
Could very well be. And the Riviera Hotel had a lot of comedians coming in and out and in and out. So you're probably right. But I really see this child who is now a man.
Now that is probably the most interesting and shocking thing you've ever said on the program.
It shocked
because
me.
it's like, well, have you ever done your DNA? Because there's probably a kid out there. What? And it's a boy? What? I mean,
and he might meet him through these foundations.
Is there any possibility that it could be a past life connection? Like maybe this person was his son in a past life?
No, this is a
Real DNA.
This is I saw a seed accidentally get out and planted, and oh, holy Schmidt, now what do we do? And yeah, I feel like it's alive human being, a wonderful man that had really fortunate adoptive parents, but we all want to know where we come from.
Right.
And so I think he's searching,
Yeah,
but there's
so-
a little bit of fear in him too.
Well, because here's the thing: is
am I going to be rejected?
Well, or it boils down to he had no idea that and obviously he has no idea that there's an offspring out there. But
And I don't even think the child knew for a very, very long time. I think it was the best kept family secret.
right, and
He's the only child.
right, and the child was adopted at birth. The child had an amazing upbringing. Probably on the East Coast.
No, I do. I see him like in New Jersey.
Wow, that's crazy. Okay,
It's like,
all right.
oops.
All right, you guys. If you want to be on 3, go to www.3.vegas, THREE.vegas. Thank you, Chris, for your insight. Thank you, Rainey, for your insight.
If you like this show,
And if you like the show, follow WWDB TV, subscribe to WWDB TV on YouTube so that we can bring you more amazing programming like this. And last but not certainly least, you can meet the 3 of us at the 8th annual Night of the Witches on October 30th at Grape Street Cafe. The website is nightofthewitches.com, and we can't wait to meet you in person. In the meantime, have a blessed and amazing day, and thank you so much for tuning in.